Hi everybody, I'm Blue, and today I just kind of want to take it easy. I want to sort of sit back and just reflect on some nostalgic things from video games that I like. And because this is going to be a looser video, I don't have art specific to what I'm talking about going on in the background. Instead, I have a couple of pieces that I don't foresee myself doing a video on. Those pieces being Twisted Wonderland, the Octagonal Trio as kiddos, Gobbles, the Lernosaurus from Gameaverse, and lastly, just a huge doodle board I did for a friend as reward perks for completing homework. So, without further ado, let's jump in. I vividly remember saving up my allowance for the first time, compiling all of it that I could, getting it all together so that we could go to Walmart and I could buy a copy of Pokemon Blue. It was almost a whole year worth of saving money, but it was worth it for me. I wanted that game so badly. And gosh dang, I held that $20 in my fist the whole way through the store, and when I got to the register, I said, that one, I want Pokemon Blue. And my mom looked at the $20 and looked at the $19.99 sticker and looked at me and had to debate if it was worth explaining how sales tax works as a means of not letting me have this game. But I am very grateful that she did not do that, because I had just bought my first game ever and it was going to set the trajectory for the rest of my life. But something about that game and that era of games that I really miss isn't the wonky graphics that people still to this day try to convince you looks really, really good. Like, it's great. You could still play this today and have no issues. Meanwhile, you're getting migraines because of flashing lights. No, I want to talk about specifically the instruction booklet that used to come with games. I loved these things, and still do, but I loved them with every fiber of my being, because whenever we'd go anywhere, I wasn't allowed to take my Game Boy Color, I wasn't allowed to take any gaming consoles or anything. We were going to the store, that's what we were doing, I could play when I got back. But I was so excited, I had Pokemon Blue in my hands. What could I possibly do to satiate this level of excitement in my chest? And I opened the box, and inside there was a little packet with pictures of some of my favorite Pokemon and these descriptions of the wonderful adventure that I was about ready to go on because I had worked so hard to save my money for this game. And anytime I got a new game, the first thing I did was just pull out the instruction booklet and try to imagine in my head what a wonderful journey I was about to go on. And even better were when the books had a specific personality to them. Donkey Kong 64, the entire instruction manual was written as if it was by Cranky Kong, and the whole time he's going off about, you kids and your knobs and your buttons, back in my day we had one stick and we liked it. And just fun personality things that gave you an idea of what the game was about without ever having touched it. And for a long time, I wanted to grow up and make instruction booklets, which sounds so lame, but I really was so inspired, and I loved being able to see all of the art and the different layouts that they did to try to advertise and sell this game to you after you already bought it, which I understand why they aren't as prolific as they once were. But those things meant so much to me as a kid, and I don't hear a lot of people talk about it when they talk about things that they're nostalgic about old video games for. I still beat myself up because we had a collage assignment when I was in school, and I took my Nintendo 64 Ocarina of Time instruction booklet and my Wind Waker GameCube instruction booklet, and I cut them to heck to make a Legend of Zelda collage, and that's so frustrating to me because the art in the Ocarina of Time instruction booklet is so good. But nope, I cut it to smithereens, and those pieces are never going to be seen again. But I really do miss that era. There's something about reading a really well-written instruction booklet that just gives me the impression that a game was loved. Which is why here recently I opened my game cartridge for Rune Factory Guardians of Ozma, and in there was an instruction booklet, and I kid you not, I lost my mind. I was ready to play that game immediately just because I saw that in there, and I had to take a breath and go, the last time there was an instruction booklet in something, it literally was just a bunch of advertisements. But no, you flip through it and there's all the characters, and it's not particularly creatively written, but it's there and you get to see all of the different bachelors and all the different bachelorettes and kind of go, huh, you know, I'm curious what this character's whole deal is. And just having a little bit of a direction without major spoilers is awesome. I love it. I really don't understand. Okay, it's money. The answer's always money. But it just baffles me that you don't see it anymore. Just look it up online. There's a guide for it somewhere. You don't need to pay attention to that. There's no reason to put any super secret information in the instruction booklet, because everybody will figure it out within 24 hours of it being launched anyways. And sure, I'm not going to say I kept every single one that I have and I have them in a neat display or anything, but just looking back on it, the memories of an instruction booklet of all things just makes me really nostalgic. Sure, I wasn't allowed to play the game in the car, but I got to take the time and just imagine all the fun I was about ready to have, and that anticipation, that brewing excitement, that's always what I'm going to remember with video games. That's always the first image that comes to mind for me when I reflect on the quote-unquote good old days of gaming. It's the amount of care that used to be placed into things that weren't even the game, just in making sure that whoever opened it was gonna have a good time. And that's something I miss. Hopefully this video wasn't too all over the place, and the next upload will be a little bit more on brand. Thank you guys so much for indulging me on this stroll down memory lane, and I will see you later.